The wife of paramedic Paul Basaw, who was killed by an illegal immigrant in 2017, is speaking out on this. Here with her story is Angel wife Dawn Witherspoon. Dawn, thank you for joining us this morning. Tell us a little bit first about your husband.
My husband was the most amazing guy I've ever known. He became a paramedic at 18 years old, was a paramedic supervisor, field training officer, flight medic, was finishing up RN school, and he died in his ambulance at 36 years old, doing what he wanted to do with his life, is just save lives and help people and be there for people. And he was the greatest husband, the greatest father, the greatest person. He was the guy that everyone wanted to call for help, and everyone wanted to emulate and be like, because he was just such a amazing person.
God bless him, Dawn. And I know how difficult it is for you. But he was also killed by an illegal who was very heavily intoxicated. What happened?
Absolutely. So they were on their way, him and his partner were on their way back to the station after running a call. And 3 o'clock in the morning, guy had been here, I guess he had been drinking since 8 o'clock in the morning, pulls right in front of the ambulance. The ambulance tips over, and my husband and his partner both lost their life in the ambulance that day.
And this illegal immigrant had been arrested before for drunk driving. So, I mean, when we talk about preventable deaths, had he been deported or at least in jail? I mean, how frustrating must this be?
So he had been pulled over by law enforcement. He had been touched by law enforcement numerous times. It is extremely frustrating because it happened in a sanctuary city in Jupiter, where they basically don't have any respect for immigration laws whatsoever. They don't cooperate with 287G. They don't mandate E-Verify. So it's basically a free-for-all for anyone that wants to come here illegally and continue to not follow rules.
Dawn, you heard what Nancy Pelosi had to say. She said, well, it's just kind of the price of doing business. These things will happen. What's your response to the speaker?
My husband was not the price of doing business. All of the families who have lost loved ones were Americans. These were good people that were here doing amazing things. We just had the police officer in California that was killed in the line of duty, shot by an illegal. My husband, on his way back to the station to get a little bit of rest after, you know, helping someone, killed by an illegal. I mean, we had boys, girls killed by illegal aliens, and they're just not. It's not collateral damage. It's not just the price of doing business. These are real people. This is a real crisis. There's nothing manufactured about it. And I guess what I would say to her is I really hope that this doesn't affect her family, because if it does, she might see things differently.
I think you're so right. I really hope that someone in her office is watching this, that other Democrat senators who think this is manufactured, and that it's obvious your pain is not manufactured, and they should come to the table. They should talk to you guys, all of the angel parents and moms and dads and wives, and see what the costs truly are. So thank you for joining us. I know it's not an easy story to tell.
Thank you, Dawn, and God bless your husband.
It's not. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being
All right.
the real
Thanks.
price of lawlessness.